Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Science. I made this quick video to go over lesson 1.13, and it won't include the videos. You can watch them on your own, but just follow along as I go through these slides. Remember, the slides from class are always in your class plan, and they're in your announcement, and there will be important links right here on the board in Blackboard. Okay, so 113, factors affecting climate. By the end of class, you're going to be able to analyze how the following factors affect climate: land elevation, geographic location, ocean currents, and proximity to bodies of water. You're going to be able to explain how mountain ranges and other major geographical features influence climate patterns. So the factors affecting climate. As you learn more about Earth, you may start to appreciate it for its extraordinary landscapes and surprising variety. Though you may live in a climate that is hot and dry, a short plane ride can take you to snow-covered mountains or a place cooled by coastal breezes. Earth really is an awesome place. Let's talk about what factors affect climate. We have four main factors that influence temperature and precipitation of an area. We have geographic location, closeness to bodies of water, ocean currents, and altitude, or height above sea level, meaning how high up from that sea level, okay? Location, location, location. Climate and latitude are closely related. Remember that because of Earth's shape, radiation from the sun heats its surface unevenly. So locations closest to the Earth's bulge at the equator generally have a warmer climate than places at higher latitudes. Remember, we talked yesterday about how the temperatures drop when they go closer to the poles, but they rise when they get closer to the equator. By the sea, have you ever noticed that coastal areas are more windy? Land warms up faster than water, radiating and conducting some of its energy faster than water does. During the day, air above the land heats more quickly, becoming warmer than air above the sea. Differences in air temperature over sea and land will get a wind going. Oceans can affect climate because ocean winds can carry a great deal of moisture with them and can bring rain and fog over inland areas. Cool ocean air causes a cool climate. So why do convection currents reverse near the ocean? Well, when the land and the sea warm up at different rates during the day, a breeze is formed. A convection current forms breezes that reverse direction at night because the land cools more quickly than the sea. The air that's over the land cools more than the air that's over the water. This cooler, denser air moves from the land to the sea and flows under the rising, warmer air above the sea. So a convection current moves from land to sea. The direction of the breeze is the reverse of what it was during the day. Let's talk about ocean currents. Oceans also affect climate. Water holds heat for a longer time than the land. So long after the land has cooled, water still stays warm. So places near the ocean can have warmer climates than places farther from the ocean. Ocean currents affect the temperatures of some regions. Some ocean currents carry warm water into the north. Take a look at the picture there. The British Isles in Western Europe, for example, have a warmer climate than other areas at the same latitude, such as Labrador, Canada. We know about the Gulf Stream. We've talked about it before. A current called the Gulf Stream brings warm water to the British Isles. The Gulf Stream helps keep the climate warmer than it would be otherwise. It causes warm climates in Europe, that Gulf Stream. Other currents carry cold water away from polar regions and make the climate of areas they travel to colder than they would be. Currents can warm or cool the area over them, and the wind can carry that air into neighboring land areas. Hopefully you're still with me. Let's take a smile break. What's the difference between weather and climate? You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. Hardy har har. Hopefully you're still with me. It's not a long video. Let's talk about those prevailing westerly winds. Oceans affect land areas near them, especially where winds blow over the water toward the land. These winds carry mild maritime air. Remember, it's over water. It's bringing that maritime air. Parts of the west coast of the United States have marine west coast climates. So does much of Europe, where mountains do not block the maritime air mass. The prevailing westerlies, take a look at the picture here, blowing across the Pacific Ocean, carry moisture into the west coast of the United States. There, they were warmed more intensely by the sun, directly and indirectly, than if they had come straight from the west. Moving from the equator, they are deflected to the east by the Coriolis effect. Again, don't forget, I'm going to have these video links for you that I normally would have given you in class, so take a look at them. Now, let's not forget to remember that air pressure affects the wind system. Wind affects the rainfall of a region. Humid air gives rainfall. Wind from a continent is going to be dry, and winds that are over that ocean, the maritime, are going to be wet. Now we want to just talk about altitude and how that affects climate before we finish up. In the Cascade Range in Washington, you can see how altitude affects climate. The mountains have snow on their peaks. Look at that gorgeous mountain. All year long. However, in nearby Seattle, it barely ever snows. Seattle is a lower altitude. It's at a lower altitude than the mountains. At the higher altitudes, the air is less dense. When air loses density, it also loses heat. So the higher altitude, the cooler the temperature. Let's take a look at barriers to wind. The shape of the land can really influence climate. Mountain ranges may block even the strongest winds. This can increase or decrease the amount of precipitation that falls on areas that are next to mountains. When moisture-filled winds hit the windward side, and that's, you can see, cool, moist, or wind-facing side of mountains, rain or snow falls. And this is because as the air is forced to rise, it cools and releases moisture. Sound familiar? We've talked about this before. By the time the winds reach the opposite side of the mountain, most or all of that moisture has been lost. So as a result, the downwind or leeward side of the mountain is usually dry and cool. And this area here is called a rain shadow. Again, all of these videos are going to be available for you. Let's just recap what we've discussed. Why do climates differ? Well, there's distance from the equator, elevation, closeness to bodies of water, and landforms affect climate. Locations near the equator are warm, but high elevations can make the climate cooler. Snowy mountaintops can be found in tropical places because of the elevation. There's snow on some of those mountaintops all year long. Remember that water heats up and cools down more slowly than the land does. Places near the coast are often cooler in summer and warmer in winter than places far away from the ocean. And the Gulf Stream is a current of warm ocean water that affects the climate in North America and in Europe. Now, I want you guys to log in and click on your 113 quiz, Factors Affecting Climate. Yep, I'm not kidding you. You have homework. 5 questions. No joke, I'm serious. Use the slides from class to help you complete these 5 questions. Again, 113 quiz, Factors Affecting Climate. There's a red link in your class plan. There's a red link in your class announcement. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in live class again tomorrow. I hope to see all of these quizzes completed. All right. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.